This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
Hey, yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dudes paid in full, gunning to be the best.
We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's just freaking wrestle.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you may find us. Find out they're recording it live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. Talking about professional wrestling, both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name is Matty Jay. How you doing, everybody? That's TWK.
I have cherry Pepsi.
Ah, good call, good call. Got some cherry Coke downstairs in the garage there for special occasions, such as was last weekend's event. Ladies and gentlemen, Shintigercurl.
Hey guys, it's me, Shintigercurl, and going to be speed running some Wrestle-Cast tonight alongside the couch. We got Matty Jay and TWK. We're going to be speed running Wrestle-Cast. Any percent, no glitches, no warps, no exploits, and hopefully we're going to get through this. Okay, we're going to start the run at 3, 2, 1, and go.
Notice if I read some donations here.
There you go. Actually, no,
we got that.
no, that's not you. You're on the couch, T-Dub. That you have to go to the host, who is the Shades.
All right, since we just started,
We got a $500 donation from. I cannot read the same on air.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a great GDQ reference right there. Looking forward to June right there.
A $2,000 donation from Cockknocker666.
That's never going to happen. Never. It'll be heard on this show, but not on theirs.
I suppose for advertising friendliness and all that, they have to keep things relatively PG.
No,
they have had a few slip through the cracks.
They have. It's
perfect, there are moments,
Wrestling! Yeah, let's do that.
wrestling.
Lord. This has been a week. You would think just the news alone would be just in AEW, but no. Lots to talk about. We got a pay-per-view, as per usual. We got the shades for that, obviously, and we got some news. T-Dub has a list of size of Jericho's moves.
Yes, I do. Jesus Christ.
So we decide. I thought the idea was maybe. Should I do a clip of the week? Should I do a clip of the week? And the needle went new, and I am glad I chose. I believe I have chosen wisely. It would have been MJF's post-match promo, followed by Bryan Danielson's. See, I still fuck it up every once in a while. Bryan Danielson's post-match promo about going home, and our buddy May said, well, what if his home is Ring of Honor? And that's to be continued there, and that's to be discussed a little later there. But we begin as we would, no clip of the week. So we jump straight into the good shit, and good Lord, this was good. Mm-hmm. All Elite Wrestling presenting Revolution. From the Chase Center in San Francisco, California, and a reported attendance of 9,000 even, though it has not been officially announced, I don't believe. Buy rate 130 to 140,000 buys. That is a good. It's still trending up. Shall we do this, gentlemen? I think we should.
Yeah, that's right.
I say yay.
We start with the preview, the pre-show stuff. Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Bros, they defeated the
Varsity Athletes.
The Varsity Athletes and Ari Daivari. in 1250. This was a good feel-good opener right there.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that we got Mark Briscoe on an AEW pay-per-view is just like, yes, more of this, please. And him working with the Lucha Bros, those three definitely know each other well, and just the chemistry between them was amazing. And you know what? Not to take away from the varsity athletes, Josh Woods and Tony Nese, they are damn good guys in that ring.
Put something on Josh Woods. He's earned it.
I say that this group is is too good to break up. Have these guys, put them in the trios division.
Perfect. They'd be perfect in that. And Ring of Honor has a 6-man tag division as well. So either or, your choice is yours there, Mr. Khan.
Well, it's a good thing he's got control of both rosters at all times. You can put him wherever he wants.
Should mention the MVP of the buy-in / 0 hour, RJ City.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Cringe and awesome at the same time.
That's
is what I would
his
say.
flavor of comedy.
Yeah, he definitely handed up this last weekend, and he killed it.
Yeah.
He was cheese, but the good nacho cheese.
As someone who's been familiar with RJ City's style of comedy for like the past 10 plus years, I could not be happier for seeing him a success between AEW and now this. Couldn't be happier.
Yeah, no, and not just any cheese. You say good nacho cheese. No. This man was a fine piece of mozzarella.
Gentlemen, I call those, and I raise you deep fried brie.
All right.
Not just brie cheese, but the same deep fried brie from Deep Fried Wood from Cult Move from a few years ago. I got to try that over the pandemic, and they're not wrong. It's awesome.
Okay, I see your mozzarella and your brie, and I'll raise you some good Tanqueria queso.
Hold on, Matty. Does that mean you're trying to activate your brie mode?
Get out!
You're out of your fucking family, T-Dub.
You brought this on yourself. You knew what you were doing.
I was not doing that. Though now, what did you bring about the Bella Twins were backstage at AEW in support of Mr. Danielson, so there is that. But no, that joke was not related to any Bella Twin. You just made it about a Bella Twin, bud.
When you say that, say the word brie on a wrestling show, you know it goes into everyone's mind.
You know, John, he's not wrong either.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't want to kill him
That
for
was
it.
Oh no. Go ahead, Dave the fuck out of him. Hey, he's all yours, bud.
Dave!
He's got the better Daving hand anyway. The pay-per-view. Main card starts with Ricky Starks defeating Chris Jericho 13-35. The JAS was supposed to be banned, but that didn't stop old Sammy Guevara for trying to fuck it up.
He tried.
No,
Yep.
he got met with a nice piece of action and Andretti right in his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, action. Yeah, this was a pretty good opener, as is the AEW standard when it comes to openers.
And that would fall into something from Rampage yesterday. We'll talk about that, of course, when it comes to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This match was good. I like it. It was a great opener.
Absolutely, yeah. Jericho, of course, nothing more needs to be said about that legend. That guy is Hall of Fame material at this point. I think that goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Starks, though, has been really raising his stock over the last year or so. But breaking away from the
the investment in Chris Jericho has been wise.
Yes.
He is the standard bearer when it comes to legends in professional wrestling. This is how legends should be acting, not out there trying to relive their glory days or trying to or rehashing old gimmicks or just there for the paycheck. He should be there just to help the younger talent grow, and Jericho has been doing that in spades over the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, especially like the past few months where he lost clean to Action Andretti.
Before I do anything else, say JC, don't skip ahead. We're live, pal. We got to talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah,
as I was saying, Ricky Starks, Chris Jericho lost to Action Andretti clean, an absolute rookie. He's been wrestling less than 4 years. He lost to Ricky Starks now twice clean. Like, that's a pretty big deal.
I think he's in let's build some stars mode, and that's not a bad idea.
No,
And
definitely all full in support of that.
And Jericho has said on Twitter that he has no intentions of ever getting his win back from Action Andretti.
Which is really big because that's usually the wrestling thing is, oh, the veteran loses? Well, I guess they're going to get their win back eventually, but not here.
It's been the trope in the last decade thanks to the Fed with the 50-50 booking.
Jericho likes to break a lot of the Fed's old tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically because, he saw how things were done there. He's like, this isn't working. Vince, stop it. Stop it. You're not stopping it. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Match was good. Jungle Boy defeats Christian Cage in a final burial match, 1450. This turned out to be a combination of the buried alive stipulation and the casket match stipulation. More of the casket match, as the rule was, you gotta beat your opponent up to a point where he cannot resist. You must put him in a coffin or a casket. You shut the door up. However, the casket happens to be put in a spot where you would see a burial plot. So hence
Add
the
that
final
extra
burial.
oomph to it. Yeah,
so,
add that little extra oomph to the whole thing.
yeah, so you have to bring it up to the stage and all that stuff.
And here we have another match where the veteran put over the young talent really strong.
This
is this card.
This match essentially was the delayed delayed blow off of the Jungle Boy Christian Cage rivalry. Obviously, Christian Cage was injured at the time, couldn't finish it up, and obviously he wanted to give Jungle Boy all the build up in the world. So that's exactly what happened here. Mm-hmm. Final burial.
Yeah. It didn't feel like a delayed blow off. That's just how good it was.
That's how good it was. But in technicality, that's all it is. It was a delayed blow off because injury. Which
I know.
This match also had quite the storytelling to it with especially what happened earlier with Jack not being able to do the concerto, hesitating, and here he
fucking did it now. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he still struggled to do it, but he did finally pull it off. You could see there was a lot of emotion in Jack's performance on stage with this one, with him even kind of giving Christian a final send off, kind of like it was at the end. We'll miss you. I miss you, brother, and just kind of closing the casket after that. It was really well done storytelling on that one.
Absolutely.
Good old fashioned dramatic anime style.
That may have been very shoot right there, because anyone who knows Jungle Boy he said nothing but good things about Christian Cage, about how he helped him improve not just in the ring but on the promo and with his character work. So
and who's to say Christian isn't back there still helping him out? In a shoot sense.
Yeah, of course he is, and him going through just burying him like that just says it almost felt like he was saying, thank you, Christian, for all that you've done for me for this last couple of years. Thank you.
He sold it as, I hate him, but I'm like, he gave me championships. He's given me career growth. You could sense that you could feel that sense of not betrayal, this sense of grieving, really. I didn't want to use grieving, but yeah, it's pretty much the word I'm thinking. But you get that sense of grief coming out of him. So it's perfectly well told. Next up.
And first, I want to note a tonal dissonance between Jungle Boy and the crowd, because Jack Perry, practically tears coming down his face, burying his mentor, the crowd. Oh!
Yeah, celebrating because, Christian was being prick,
Mm-hmm.
Crowd was
really
reacting the way you would react when a heel gets his shit kicked in, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
This
really
is a case of for marks like us. Yes, it was a tonal dissonance, but for casual audiences, no, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
it's just hilarious. Like, just huge dramatic moment for Jack Perry, just finally defeating his mentor, having to bury him alive. Crowd, yay! Let's sing and dance.
Yay!
That's wrestling for you, folks.
He buried a guy. Let's celebrate!
Yay! Well, speaking of dark tones, the House of Black, Malachi, Brody, and Buddy, They
House
defeat
of
the Elite.
Black.
The House of Black. Yeah, they defeat the Elite for the AW World Trios Championship. They went 18 even, and I go.
Oh, yeah.
That was 18 minutes of awesome right there.
Oh, I'd call this match of the night with how good these two teams did.
At the beginning, we were like, "You were thinking tentative match of the night," because we saw the rest of the card. I'm like, "No, this is like that's the bar."
Yeah, these two teams just went to fucking town on each other, and you could debate on which other team deserved to win. Both of them deserved it. There's no doubt about it. But I think AEW made the right call putting the belts on the house because, the Elite, they can start to move on to other things. They're already starting to kind of do that. And the House of Black needed this. They've been building up momentum since their return. They've been calling up this idea of wiping the slate clean with AEW, and this is their big move to do that. I love the way this was set up.
This was the epitome of what the Trios division is supposed to be. It's just high-flying action, just everyone going everywhere, combinations, breakups. It was just excellent.
T-Dub, you're probably going to get this. This was a classic Chikara six-man tag style.
Yes.
Where the belief was, the more bodies in there, the more people in there, and the more fun you're going to get. The philosophy was, you got two guys, and one-on-one, two guys, that's fine, but you got a canvas, two colors, kind of monotone, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And people can paint lovely pictures with two colors, but the more people you got in there, the better. This is a perfect example of that, of just six professionals painting a beautiful picture.
Yeah,
with all the flippy shit involved too, but you get the idea. I will say this, the Meltzer driver into a knee by Buddy Matthews. Holy crap.
That was an excellent counter. Just absolutely perfectly timed as well, because Buddy's just resting against the ropes, barely pulling himself up, and just at the perfect time, rises to his feet, boom, knee to the face.
Oh. That was work of art, that counter. Holy crap.
This match was organized chaos.
Yeah.
And you really do get a bigger sense of appreciation when you watch the color cam on Being the Elite, and you're able to see just without any camera cuts how well everything was put together.
And of course, like Rick, poor Julia with the foot to the face, she recovered.
She's tough.
Yeah,
she's tough.
The fact that she was willing to take that hit says a lot about her. Like, how many?
I think she
women
took a
would
V trigger, didn't she?
Oh yeah,
that was she took a V trigger. It's like not very many people, not very many women that I am aware of, are willing to take a knee trigger full blow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's credit to Julia Hart right there.
She's a gamer, all right.
Also, credit to the House of Black's entrance. Just a dark antithesis of the Elite's entrance.
Oh.
I could have sworn that Malachi Black's mask is very reminiscent of the Nameless Ghouls from Ghost. Like, maybe that's just me.
Ooh, maybe.
Also, moment of adorableness when the House of Black was celebrating the ring. I think it was Brody King's son got into the ring with him.
That's what it was.
Yeah, adorable little psychopath in the making.
Sweetheart's outfit designed by Brody King.
Nice.
I'm not surprised.
I did not know
looked
that.
Amazing.
Yeah, she on Twitter after the match said, "Hey, Brody King made this outfit. Just want everyone to know that." So it turns out he's an artist.
He's multi-talented. Nice.
Hey,
very nice.
Awesome stuff.
He's not only a wrestler and a musician, but an artist as well.
I'm good. Had a yawn out of nowhere I don't know what the heck. I slept in. I'm fine. I don't know why I yawned there. Jamie Hayter retains the AEW Women's World Championship in 10 minutes even, defeating Saraya and Ruby Soho. Let's get this out of the way. Saraya has a shitload of ring rust.
Yeah.
That is the negative from here.
Yeah.
That
To be
being
fair, she
said,
didn't- yeah.
this was a great three-way.
Yeah.
They did their best to work around Soraya's ring rust.
Yeah.
It wasn't painfully obvious that she still got some rust left on her, but they did. You could see little bits of it here and there. But all things considered, that's still not too bad. But really, the match itself was just pretty basic, straightforward stuff. It was good.
Yeah.
It was action-packed. A lot of that. But the real story is what happens after the match.
As
so Jamie
JC
Hayter-
brought up in the chat, wasn't a big fan of Ruby Soho's heel turn. Well, guess what? She's turning heel. I think that's part of the point.
Yeah, but
You're not
I will
supposed
say,
to like it.
I do like how they got to it because Soho is the one who took the losing fall after Jamie Hayter took out Saraya. So then she just kept on trying to roll up everyone and eventually got the win on Ruby Soho. And after she lost, she just had this dejected look on her face, like, what is it going to take to finally fucking win around here?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It was a case of disappointment, frustration, and then looking at all the cards on the table and went, fuck it.
Yeah. And well, we'll get to why she chose to join the Outcasts at the end of the day, but when you look back at it, it does make sense.
She's the third woman. There, I said it.
Okay.
Yeah, we were making
with the spray paint. It's a female version of the NWO.
Waka, hey.
Waka, hey. Shout out to
well,
OSW. Anyway, so we'll get
I
to that.
I did not hate the heel turn nearly as much as some others did, personally.
And JC, I don't think her explanation makes sense at all.
I thought she did a good job on Wednesday, but of course we'll get to that.
Hey, you know what? I'll say it right now. It's a You People promo, but she delivered it so well that, you know what? Doesn't have to make sense. Fuck you. She basically said, fuck you. That's why.
Yep. Once again, we'll get to it. We'll
get to
break
it.
down the promo, and I'll explain.
All right. Speaking of fuck you, remove the you, and that's before we'll remove that, by the way, because it's not necessary here. We'll keep the fuck. And then and right before the word fuck, I'm going to say, ow. Texas Death. Hangman defeats Jon Moxley by submission 24-45. They bled all right. They fucking bled.
God.
Hangman lost his fucking hair.
How long has it been since Moxley tapped out clean to anyone?
That's
I can't
a rare
remember.
treat. That is a rare treat.
I think the last time he might have tapped out might have been in the Fed.
Yeah, it was. It would be in the Fed. It would have to be, I would imagine, during the Shield days.
I would assume so, yeah.
It was a long time ago.
we'd have to do some digging on that.
It's
But, yeah,
been a while.
This match is if you did not know what a Texas death match was going into this,
You
certainly
got a
look now.
clear-cut standard definition of this fucking match. Holy shit.
Those of you with weak stomachs may want to avoid this match because you will get queasy watching this bloodfest.
If you're new to wrestling, do not watch this match. If you're a vet, watch this match.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
As
But
someone
if you're a
bloody
kid,
death matches,
don't.
I love
Anyone
this.
else? Come in. Blood's fine. I mean, water's fine. That was a bloodbath.
Yeah, as someone who loves bloody death matches, this one was for me. Just, oh boy. And just as a nice throwback, Jon Moxley pulled out a fork at one point.
And,
Oh my! We were cracking jokes left and right. Like
Mace had the best one. It's like, don't use a fork. Like it's turning into Abdullah the Butcher. 2 minutes later, Mox pulls out a fork. All of us in the call at the time, we were fucking kidding.
Moxley doesn't do jokes. He does death.
we
And-
learned this.
And apparently, both myself and Moxley are men of culture, because then he pulled out the weapon used by the finest thing in life. Pulled out the bricks.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
And tell me that stomp on the bricks at one point was not an homage to his buddy Seth Rollins in the Fed.
Well, we did get a sing-along from the crowd afterwards.
And they sang along after that stomp
They
attack.
were calling it out for
Oh.
what it was.
Folks, when a wrestling fan, when you have a crowd that's cultured, you get a crowd like that. And by the way, kudos to San Francisco all week. They were in on everything. They made it a great show.
Something we got to point out, like, there was rarely any downtime from that crowd. Normally, a crowd gets burned out after a while, and you need a cool-down match to kind of get them recharged.
San Francisco got a Red Bull IV.
They came.
They just kept going all fucking
Something
night.
in the water there. Holy crap.
And, of course, the final spot of this match with Hangman literally hanging a man, Jesus Christ.
With the chain. There was a chain involved.
Yeah, hanging him by a chain. Like, it makes sense why Moxley had no choice but to tap, because if he didn't, he would have died from suffocation.
Either that or pass out, and the referee would have called it there, but I don't think Moxley wanted to wait for that.
Nope. Nick Extreme with a good point, though. 10 years ago, everyone was begging for blood. Now people are complaining Mox bleeds too much. You know what we call these people, Enigma? I think Bryan Danielson said it best. Fickle.
Hold on.
Do we have that?
I have a button for this. Yeah, you know what we say about those people?
Jesus, God, woman, nothing is ever good enough for you!
Partial credit. I like that. That's a good use of that.
Jay, I think JD had the tweet of the night about this match. And I'm going to try to channel him. So I was eating some ice cream. And I look up for my ice cream, and I see Moxley stabbing Hangman in the forehead with a fork, blood gushing anywhere. I now don't want my ice cream anymore.
Fine, I'll take it. I eat ice cream while watching death matches. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, neither gentleman were interested in leaving some for the rest of the card. They were like, "Fuck you, we're taking this crowd home with us." They tried.
I've seen Necro. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Slick Rick said it best earlier. That ring cover was now unusable.
Oh, they fucking changed it, folks. Don't worry.
Because of my experience, I've seen Necro Butcher versus John Zandig. Nothing can faze me.
Yeah, those two, like, yeah. On the Danzig scale. Oh wait. The blood
Zandig.
here. Are we at Muto scale for the blood?
Oh, I definitely think this hit the Muda scale.
Yeah, we're on Muda scale.
Oh yeah, definitely a 9.
I wouldn't go that high. I'd say at least a solid 7 or 8.
And add on T-Dub, I've seen Necro Butcher versus Big Dick Daddy in Humble in a Houston street fight. So yeah, I'm used to this kind of stuff. And yes, his name was Big Dick Daddy, the other white meat.
Jesus,
that is definitely an early 2000s indie wrestling.
That's indie wrestling right there.
Early 2000s indie wrestling.
Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Aha.
Bingo Hall. Yeah. Bingo Hall in Humble, Texas. This is where I learned. This is where I became a fan of Hot Stuff Hernandez, aka Supermax.
All right, who are the poor bastards that have to follow that? Oh, it's Wardlow and Samoa Joe.
This is unfortunately for me personally the worst match of the night, just by proxy of elimination.
This is. Yeah.
This was a case of none of the matches were outright bad. If you had to call worst match of the night, this would probably be it, only because it was the weakest by comparison to everything else. It had very little story, and especially now in hindsight with what would happen shortly afterwards, this match is now even worse as a result.
Yeah, this was, at the time, Wardlow got a surprise victory. He tapped out Samoa Joe at 10:42 to gain the AEW World Championship. And we'll get to the word I have in my mind. Some of you probably have that in your minds as well at home.
All
and of course,
right, Wardlow, here's your TNT Championship, and it's gone.
We'll get to that on
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that on the Wednesday show, when we discuss the Wednesday show.
Oh yes, it was just a very okay match with a surprising ending.
Yeah.
He made Samoa Joe pass out to his own move. Interesting. All right, cool.
Technical submission is what it is called. That is a technical submission.
It was this match was a case of, well, that just happened.
This match unfortunately suffered Triple H Randy Orton syndrome, as in Triple H and Randy Orton had to follow Shawn Michaels and Taker at WrestleMania 25.
Yeah, it had those vibes. Yep.
Not a bad match, but considering what they had to follow up,
They did a level best. 10:40, so they didn't take too long. They just got their shit in. The crowd reacted appropriately. No harm, no foul. But just one of those. You look at all the matches and everything else. Yeah, on a technical situation, they probably had worse match of the night, but that's on a process of elimination status. This was not a bad match at all. The AEW World Tag Team titles are still around the guns. As Boys still got the belts. They defeated the Acclaimed, Triple J, and Orange Cassidy and Danhausen who took the fall there. Shocker.
I'm gonna say it right now. This match made me love the Gun Club.
The Guns?
Yeah, it made me love them because I was watching them the whole match, and they were the epitome of chicken shit heels in this entire match.
You know
That's
what?
why I hate this match. People are pissed off that the Guns are the tag team champions, and I get that, especially since they took off the Acclaimed, and I think a lot of us honestly thought, we even said this on last weekend, that the Acclaimed were most likely going to get the belts back, and obviously that didn't happen. But I think you and I are thinking the same thing. Yeah, they're not going to put them on the Acclaim because there's unfinished business. By the way, match is fine. 13-35. They did what they had to do. Go ahead, T-Dub. 7-star FTR!
They're back and they're pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
They want their belts back too.
How did Dax make himself bleed in 10 seconds?
We were wondering that ourselves. Like, how the fuck did you slice yourself open on a run that you started?
All you gotta do is just a couple of moves. Seriously, Dax, did you
Dax Harwood, not John Moxley.
Seriously.
I think Dax might be learning a bit too much from the school of Ric Flair.
Yeah.
You think?
JC in the chat. Dax must have made a bet with Moxley.
Oh, that would explain it. That would explain
a lot.
Moxley's like, nobody can bleed faster than me. Dax says, hold my beer.
Oh, my beer.
No. He said nobody can bleed faster than me, and he's like, and Dax says, challenge accepted.
Yeah. Hold my tequila. By the way, that picture of that tequila with the WWE logo just sticking out. They are there. That contract's still for a long while. A and B, they were just fucking with you.
Because that's what these fuckers love to do. They love to fuck with you.
Speaking
of fucking with us, hi MJF. He's still the AEW World Champion. They went to overtime, McMahon. MJF defeats Bryan Danielson 4-3, technically. 60-minute Iron Man match. The match went to overtime. Official time 1:05:20. We could go blow by blow. All I'm gonna say is these two put on a classic.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, oh my god, this. If anyone still has doubts as to whether MJF deserves to be AEW champion, this match should rest all doubts. Because, yes, he cheated to win, but that was after he went the full 60 minutes.
But he drank water. He did rest spot. Folks, Iron Man matches have rest spots for a reason. All matches that go full Broadway have rest matches. They got to catch their breath. And MJF doing the water, that's a heel thing. Y'all know that's a heel thing, right?
Also, they did get into a little bit of trouble when MJF thought he would just splash and kill with water, but it turned out to be tequila. Oops.
Yeah, that was, whoo boy.
That was a lot of tequila. Someone snuck that booze in.
I'm going to have to question the mother on this one. Like, why are you sneaking this much tequila in? And I hope you're not the designated driver.
Well, she could have Uber.
And before anyone says anything, no, it has been confirmed the kid was not a plant.
Nope.
And props to Tony Khan and everyone who got
Yeah,
involved.
props to everybody who saw, oh shit, that's a fuck up. Kids crying, the security's up. They brought her backstage and all that stuff. He's got free tickets and free merch and got to meet a few people.
Yeah, you got
So
free tickets to Dynamite
thumbs
last
up on
Wednesday.
that.
Although I did hear some reports from people who were in the audience, and they said that several people from backstage wearing headsets did come to the mother and the son, and did talk to them at length, like an hour before the MJF Bryan Danielson match.
I haven't seen anything of that from
Me neither.
Sean Ross Sapp or any of them.
That's what I've heard.
I probably want to verify that report.
Yeah, Shin, I would say junket. Unless it's someone, unless they say they were, like, unless they have pictures of people with headsets, bullshit.
And Jason says this is his favorite Iron Man match. For me, my favorite is still Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Bayley, Sasha had a good one. That'll be on my top 3.
It's one of those you could pick either one and you wouldn't be wrong.
I'll say, at least this was better than Bret and Shawn. That's still like bottom tier Iron Man matches for me. It's Bret and Shawn and Ziggler and Seth Rollins. Those are like bottom tier Iron Man matches in my opinion.
I just want to gush about this match.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is right now in the running for my match of the year, simply because of the fantastic storytelling and the psychology in the match. Because they brought up, you guys brought up MJF taking water breaks, and it just goes to show you what I've been saying for weeks building up to this. He was scared of Bryan Danielson. Even more so about the and at the start, before the start of the match when he was presenting the belt. I'm not sure if that was he legitimately fumbled it or if he just did it on accident or whether he legitimately did that. But him dropping the belt as he was giving it to Bryce Remsburg, it just showed it made him seem like he was nervous because he was about to step in the ring with arguably the best wrestler in the whole fucking world. And all of his falls, every single one of them came with shenanigans. Like after he ate the first pin to Bryan after eating
the low disqualification, 2 pins right off the bat.
Yeah,
because one of the stipulations of the Iron Man match for this one was no rest periods.
Mm-hmm. And I love that. And he just got 2 quick pins. He sacrificed a fall to get 2 pins to even up the score. Then he got the third fall by just basically brutalizing Bryan outside after putting him through a fucking table.
With a beautiful Macho Man elbow, by the way.
Excellent Macho Man elbow.
Oh, that elbow. Look, MJF's going to listen to this, tweet me going, you're fucking Mark, I don't care. There are so many angles, not just official, but unofficial angles for people watching in the arena. That thing was a thing of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the ending of the official match itself was a thing of beauty because it ended with a score, with a tie. Unlike Bret and Shawn would end it with 2 goose eggs, this one ended in a tie. And you'll notice Bryan gets up, he's walking around, he's injured, but he's okay. MJF is getting oxygen. How many times have we seen people run in there with oxygen and ice packs in AEW or any American wrestling for that?
Very rarely.
See it a lot in Japanese wrestling, especially in New Japan, but rarely ever in AEW or American wrestling for that matter. And then the tiebreaker comes, and MJF has this look of abject fear on his face, like, but I won the match. And Bryan is literally licking his chops to getting some more time with this piece of shit that has been messing with him all these weeks and months leading up to this match.
Yeah.
And the finish was a thing of beauty on a lot of levels. Okay, Bryan gets him into a single leg Boston Crab. He goes over to the ropes. He grabs the ropes, and then he taps. Why does he do it? If he grabs the ropes, then the ref would just have to break the hold. But no, he taps because he knows that Bryan can't see him. He can hear him, but he can't see him. So he hears tapping. But he assumes, okay, he tapped out, I win. He lets go of the hold because if it was just a rope break, Danielson was just going to drag him back to the center of the ring and put him in another submission that he probably couldn't reach the ropes and get out of. But no, he taps, tricks Danielson to letting him go. He's in confusion with Bryce. MJF rolls outside to the oxygen tank he knows is there and strikes Danielson from an angle that Bryce can't see. Then he goes back in the ring and tries to pin him. But then, this is what sold it for me, if you follow me, gentlemen. He locks into the bell lock. And the reason why this works is because we all know his signature submission, right? The Salt-of-the-Earth armbar. It's just an armbar. For someone like Bryan, it's easy for him to get out of. It doesn't take much to get out of. But the label lock, a much more complex and much more complicated maneuver, he could still get out of, but it would take more energy for him to get out of. So he does the hope spot. The whole hand drops down. He gets to the hope spot, and it looks like he could get out, but he can't because he doesn't have the energy left to get out of that complex. And so, as he mentioned in his promo, his body just gave out on him, and he was forced to tap. That was brilliant to me.
Oh yeah. Also, to add to that, the fact that what it took for MJF to get to that point, he went for his signature tricks. He went for the belt. Bryce caught him, but then he used that to slip on the ring, but he couldn't get a chance to hit him with it. And then when he was put in that submission hold, Bryce then sees the ring. And that look of, no, that's my only way, no! Just that look on his face, realizing his secret weapon was gone.
Also, I love the moment where Bryce just invited him, go ahead, hit him with the belt. You'll lose the title in this type of match. You'll lose.
Go ahead. DQ's a fall.
Yeah, sudden death.
He was literally telling him, hey, go ahead.
It's still an Iron Man match, so you would lose a fall, you'd lose the belt. So go ahead, be my guest, hit him with it. Just those are just tiny little moments that I just love from Bryce.
And he's a great ref. I love it.
Yeah,
Bryce was a perfect call for this Iron Man match too.
Mm-hmm. And this cements. I'm gonna go say it right now. MJF is the greatest cheater in professional wrestling.
Jesus, you're putting him over Eddie Guerrero?
Eddie's was comical and he was smart with his cheating. But MJF is smarter because that ending sequence was multi-layered cheating. He tapped even though he reached the bell. He reached even though he reached the ropes. Instead of getting for a rope break, he cheats to make Bryan let go of it himself, giving him a reprieve to grab the oxygen tank, which he uses out of sight. It's multi-layered.
Yeah, I disagree.
He has these cheats where this is the obvious cheat, but this obvious cheat is just to hide this other cheat. And if this other cheat doesn't work, I got a second backup cheat to work.
MJF is the Joseph Joestar of pro wrestling.
He's got plans upon plans upon plans. He has like 5 contingencies, and then even if he runs out of all of his contingencies, this man can think on the fly.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say it right now. He pulled off another Xanatos Gambit.
Wow.
He pulled off another with all the layers of cheating. He couldn't have lost.
He did.
And now what you have to do now is wait to see who will be his next victim, or if someone will actually be able to outthink him. Because at this point, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take someone to not just out-wrestle him, but out-maneuver him in his brain.
Yeah. He didn't try to out-wrestle Bryan Danielson that night. He just out-thought him.
So the only person that can beat MJF at this point is a proper tactician.
Yeah. Not just somebody who's great in the ring. He has beaten great guys in the ring. He's beaten the other pillars. He's beaten Moxley. He's beaten Punk. And now he's beaten Bryan Danielson. Being a technical wizard or being a brawler is not going to work with MJF. You're going to have to bring something. You're going to play this like a thinking man's game when you're facing MJF, and I like that.
It's definitely not something you see very often with a champion. Them actually being able to outmaneuver in so many different ways to where it feels almost impossible to beat him.
Yeah.
And not just because of brute strength or they're the best wrestlers, because they have different plans available at all times where it just seems like you can't outthink them. It's like the ultimate anime villain. Maybe pro wrestling really is anime.
Pro wrestling is anime.
Why do you think Tokusatsu gets so many comparisons to wrestling?
It's
Which
all the
surprises
same.
me. Which surprised me at the time. And no, Enigma, Ring of Honor needs a TV. They've been needing that for a while, but they're on Honor Club right now. One, can we wait to the news? Everyone's saying we got to do this. It's like, we're reviewing a pay-per-view.
Calm your titties, everyone. Calm them
Jeez.
lips.
We're almost there. We just need to rate the pay-per-view. We're almost to the news. Almost. Speaking of that, Chance, give us your score.
All right, so I thought about this because I gave my initial thoughts to the guys on Sunday when I was initially watching the pay-per-view. So I've had some time to think about this. Honestly, here's the thing. I've actually seen other reviews. I saw Brian Zane's review of this, and he didn't exactly give it a high score, which I vehemently disagree with. Thing is, every single match on this card, when even the weakest match was pretty decent, and I couldn't find any real major flaws here, and every match either had great wrestling or at the very least good character and story developments going on. And I could see that and see that they're going somewhere with this. There's something going on and I like where it's headed. That to me is what makes a great pay-per-view. And I honestly can't see anything about this where I go, they shouldn't have done that. Even with stuff like the guns. That's saying something. Even that match, I'm like, okay, they're going somewhere with this. I like that. So to me, I'm standing by what I said on Sunday. Probably not everyone will agree with me, but fuck it. I'm giving this the full 5 stars.
High praise. Shin.
Had some time to marinate on this, so I wasn't sure about what to give this, but so I'm just gonna rate this in a vacuum. And I'm going to mirror Shades' regards. This is a full 5 out of 5 pay-per-view for me. It had literally a little bit of everything that you would ever want in pro wrestling. You want just bog standard wrestling matches. You got Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho. You want a trios match. You got the Elite versus the Dark versus the House of Black. You want some comedy wrestling. You got the tag team match for that. Great women's matches. You got your death matches. You got a 60-man plus classic match right there. It is everything that you could ever want. Hell, we even had a surprise return with the return of FTR. So it literally there are a few gripes. I have a few gripes. The old Sammy Guevara coming out there when he really shouldn't have been coming out there. I know they set that up for Action Andretti and the things that would happen with the TNT title, which we'll get to in a moment. But other than that, a great pay-per-view with at least 2 match of the year candidate matches, depending on who you ask. So, Tony, you did it again, man. You did it again.
All right, as for me, I can't disagree with anything these gentlemen have said. This is an absolutely fun show to watch, start to finish. Even with the Wardlow Samoa Joe match being the lowest point, if that's the lowest point of a show, then I say you're doing pretty damn good in my opinion. So I have to give this 5 stars. And I love how so many matches is the old guard putting over the less established talent. Chris Jericho lost to Ricky Starks. Christian Cage lost to Jungle Boy. The Guns won their match. Wardlow beat Samoa Joe. Hangman Page beat John Moxley. Jamie Hayter is still relatively younger, especially compared to Saraya and Ruby Soho, who have both appeared on WWE television. So her winning that match. MJF defeating Bryan Danielson. There's so many matches in here where the young went over when we've been conditioned for so many years, especially by WWE, where we just expect the old guard to win and win and win. And it just feels like so suffocating sometimes where you'll just get one, maybe 2 young guns to pick up the victory every now and again. But no, in this pay-per-view, it was almost unanimously the younger talent winning, which is amazing to see. So yeah, 5 stars.
Shin, did you? I didn't. I think I might have been cut off.
Stars.
You said 5 stars? Okay.
Yeah, so fine.
This is a tough one to rate because this even Wardlow Joe we were talking with, like, it's not the worst. It's but I'm not gonna lie to you. San Francisco showed up. And it's been said before, and it'll be said again. A good crowd makes a bad pay-per-view watchable. A great crowd will improve everything, is what we're trying to say here. This was a fun show. And the crowd absolutely helped it. Now, on a rewatch, will it get this score? Maybe. Maybe not. But I have to agree with everybody here. There are some people who are going to give it lower scores, and you know what? I've seen Brian Zane's score about it. You know what? It's subjective. There were some things he didn't like, and that's fair enough for me. But for me, yeah, I'm not fucking around. It's a 5. It's 5 out of 5. not gonna increase it. This is a sweep. This was so much fun. So many great matches, capped with a classic Iron Man match. And yeah, people say, oh, he went for the trope of the first Iron Man match. But you know what, dude? It fits with the stakes. And sometimes you just need that. It's 5 out of 5, easily. All right, T-Dub. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to add on. People complaining about the AEW reference doing like old tropes. Have you guys not been paying attention? They've been doing that for ages. They constantly homage and reference the classic matches in wrestling all the fucking time. Where the fuck you been?
And they do it in ways that serve the story.
Yeah. If it didn't serve the story, then yeah, we'd be calling bullshit. This would probably be 4.5. But no, this was a loving tribute, if nothing else.
It's almost like they have respect and reverence for those that came before them and past glories.
Oh, that's crazy talk, Shin. That's the crazy talk.
No way. Get out of here.
But it's just a theory. A wrestling theory.
Wacky. All right, getting to the news.
Get to that pile of news there, bud.
First up, after so many months, this is got to be the latest time they've started to reveal Hall of Fame inductions.
Yeah, this is usually they would go a little bit after the Royal Rumble, but no, we are literally 3 weeks away, and the first inductee, Rey Mysterio.
Well deserved, considering his illustrious career and how much influence he's had on pro wrestling, because he really is like the first luchador really to break into American mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, though it's interesting that he's getting added to the Hall of Fame while he's still technically an active wrestler in the Fed.
Yeah. So was Ric Flair, though he was retiring the day after.
Mm-hmm.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, at the time, of course.
So I'd say this is definitely much deserved, and I can't wait to see what match he has in Mania, probably against Dominic, where
they're obviously building Dominic versus Rey here.
And he finally gets to live out his dream 10 years later of assaulting his child.
God.
Hey, shut up, fucker. The fuck you talking about, man?
Hey, everyone, it's ex-con Dom.
It's Sub!
He's not even my daddy. My real daddy is Latino Heat. See, Vato? You see, I was in the joint, man. We had hard time. We didn't have no streaming services or them Blu-ray discs. You know what we have, Vato? We had DVDs.
Now, hey, why are you shitting on DVDs, bud?
It's hard times, man. Hard times. No HD, man. We didn't have no HD.
Yeah, you had to watch everything on 4:3 ratios.
Yeah, man. It was hard. Almost died in there, man.
Okay, why are we burying DVDs all of a sudden? The fuck?
Because it's not Blu-ray.
God damn, I feel old now.
No, Daddy, you missed it. You missed it there. You missed the double joke there.
Also,
I know, I get the double joke. I'm just shitting on the joke.
Also, if you really want to feel old, I used to own a shit ton of VHSs.
Oh, fuck. I still have some of my VHSs, WWE/WWF VHSs, too.
Well, somebody who can join ex-con Dom in jail, except wait, he's not? Oh, it's Jeff Hardy. He's actually just a slap on the wrist for all of his troubles.
Well, you know, there's still... legally he's out of there, but he's still got to prove that he's going to rehab if he wants to come back to AEW. And I think at this point, ship sailed on that one.
I think he needs, at the very least, at the minimum, 2 years away from wrestling with his family, living clean, not taking any bumps, not a single bump, not even training. None of that shit.
See, here's the problem with that, though. This was supposed to be the final year of the Hardys, their final run. And if he needs to take 2 years away from wrestling to clean up, that's it. He might as well just go ahead and up and retire now.
Like I said, T-Dub, but the ship might have just sailed.
It might have, because I feel like at this point, putting Jeff Hardy on the road, that would just cause Matt Hardy to have to babysit him 24/7, and Matt Hardy doesn't need that.
Yeah.
And the fact that Jeff Hardy also has his own family to have to take care of on top of that, because this guy's a father. He should not be doing the things he's doing. He needs to step away from wrestling, focus on his family, focus on his health. Wrestling would just be a detriment to him at this point.
Yeah. He just needs to, if they're going to do it, he needs to be absolutely 100% clean.
And there's no guarantee of that if he just returns right now.
Exactly.
To be continued on this situation, but I'm with you, T-Dub. I think at this point it's 2 years clean. And it will be too late for the final year of the Hardy, so be it. That is a sacrifice I think most people are going to be happy to take on this one.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just 2 years minimum. Maybe more. We'll see depending on his progress, because, like I said, he just needs to stay away from wrestling for a while. And by the way, you guys enjoy Dynamite? You guys enjoy Rampage?
Yeah.
Oh, tonight, Andrew Zarian dropped a news story. Apparently, Warner wants a third show.
Fuck.
And it's going to be, wait for it, it's going to be on, wait for it, Saturdays!
You're fucking around with me, are you?
Nope!
Do you have a link? Do you have the link to that?
Yeah, source, please.
Okay, let me just get to the place. Doodly-doodly-doo.
I can't. Are you fucking... I moved this show so I can have more time. What the fuck?
Doodly-doo.
No DQ, Andrew Zarian. All right, here we go. Here's the actual, for the podcast audience here. This is Aaron Rift, Andrew Zarian of F4W Online. So this is, they're quoting this. AEW, on Saturday's edition of the Matt Men podcast, Andrew Zarian of F4W Online noted that AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery are finalizing a deal to add a third AEW show to the schedule. The belief is that the show will be an hour long like Rampage and possibly air on Saturdays. Official announcement could be coming within the next month. And Tony Khan said I would like more. So Tony Khan is receptive to the idea at the very least. And God damn it, I don't want to do another speed run show.
This feels like they're just trolling you now.
Right?
I have a life, assholes. I'm trying to fit this into my life. I still want to do this shit. And there are moments where I don't want to do this shit. And now you're making... Am I being squeezed out of wrestling podcasting and I don't get the fucking note yet? Because if I'm getting fired, I'd like a note.
Tony Khan's like, only 5 stars? I thought I put on a 6-star pay-per-view, asshole.
Fucking seriously, what the fuck?
And JC says,
I think right now the only day you have open is Tuesdays.
But Matty's like Triple H. He doesn't like to work Tuesdays.
No.
No.
Tell that the writer and Shades. We used to do the recap on that.
Also, JC says, maybe it'll be early enough on Saturday so we can wait till it's over.
It's a long shot.
We can only hope.
You're not helping.
So on to more bizarre news. Vince McMahon's backstage at Raw with a mustache, and that just got...
the official story. And yes, we'll get to roasting the mustache. Give me a second. The official story is that Vince was backstage because John Cena was in town. He was there. He wanted to say hello to John. He was also at Gorilla, so that allows me to say, just to see John Cena my ass, you old fuck, you just want to run the show.
You're not fooling anybody, Junior.
Get out and stay out.
So
You got your Omos match. Get out.
So Paul, I see you running the show. We're just over there. Can I see the headset? Can you just roll time sec? Let me wear the headset.
John, you got the Keith Olbermann button?
Give me a minute. I haven't prepped that one, but I have it. I just got to prep it real quick. Give me
Thank
2
you.
seconds.
Oh, wait. All right, she. I'll take Catch the Seaman for 300 for Alex.
Here we go.
Get out!
And then prep the Carlin version.
That won't be a... Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I've got it right here. Ready?
That's fine. I'll be sitting over here and hit it.
Get the fuck out of here!
How many times we gotta tell you this, teaching this lesson, old man?
I'll take Catch the Seaman for 1,000, Alex.
Thank you, shit.
That's what the mustache is for, eh, Vince? Catching the Seaman.
That's not the category.
It says it right there.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that Matty Jay had to resort to a SpongeBob joke to get his point across should tell you something.
You know what? I don't hate SpongeBob as much as the Shades does. I will, if it's a meme or a good joke, I'll use it. But John, can you blame me especially on how fucking appropriate it is?
Oh no! Notice, I'm not even mad that you used it. I'm agreeing with you that it's reached that point, and I can't hate you for it.
We had good wrestling, and now you're turning the fucking up.
I'm
With
very
a guy who
worried
can not fucking wrestle, and you're putting him against Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Matty, breathe.
The one thing I'm worried about is that
my February was absolute shit. I deserve to rage.
The one thing I'm worried about is he maybe is trying to, as we're worrying about, is him trying to re-get himself refamiliarized backstage, trying to make it a normal thing where he's just backstage all the time. And maybe he, behind the scenes, already made a deal with Saudi and is just doing all these other meetings with these other executives as a formality.
You're not helping, T-Dub.
Yeah, no matter how you look at it, he's hiding out backstage again. We don't want you there. Leave.
If you want to be backstage for WrestleMania, that's fine. It's your baby. It's the biggest show of the year. Fine. For everything else, stay the fuck out. You got your office back. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, apparently the talents did their best to stay away from him for the most part.
Gee, I fucking wonder why.
Anyways, move on to the next bit of news.
Fuck your mustache.
Moving on.
Saray, unfortunately, is leaving WWE. Really felt like it was an opportunity for them to properly use her.
Well, they turned her into an anime magical girl. We all know there's an expiry date on that. No offense, Derek here. You know. Hey, I'm a magical girl loving guy myself, so this kind of hurts me as well. I thought it was a decent gimmick. The problem was not everyone did. And
from what I hear, they didn't really do much with it. Especially since she hasn't had a match since August.
I think there was a minor injury, and that just cut the legs from under it from there, I guess. You know what? It is what it is, and obviously they were going in a different direction. So they didn't renew it. They cut it off or whatever. It is what it is. She will do much better in Japan.
Oh yes, I can't wait to see what she does over there and which promotion she goes to. And WWE 2K23 are releasing next week, Tuesday for early access, and then Friday officially.
So, no Rift Zone then?
No Rift Zone Thursday, and if I'm not here Saturday, that means I'm hard at work putting together my review.
It'll just be me and Shin. We can do a duo. We could do this.
We can rock that. We can do it.
Yeah.
I'll do my best to try to get it done by Saturday, but no guarantees.
Don't rush it, bud. It's a big video for you.
Oh, yes, it is. And speaking of video games, right now, All Elite Wrestling, Game Changer Wrestling are in settlement talks over the trademark to term Fight Forever because a few years ago, GCW actually had a show called Fight Forever.
Whoops.
And now they're in talks to make sure that if GCW wants to run further shows for Fight Forever, they'll be able to do so. And Sean Ross Sapp made sure to note in his reports that GCW are not delaying the video game. They have no
They're
interest in doing
not.
that.
This is literally like that, and I'm pretty sure there's some sort of collaboration. I mean, Nick Gage wrestled for AEW for a hot minute.
Yeah, this sounds to me like it's just, hey, guys, we're cool with you naming the game that way. It's just we've got this pay-per-view that we've called Fight Forever. Just give us just let it be cool with us to keep using that name for our pay-per-view, and we're set.
So this is awkward, but we still want to keep this going. Let's hash it out.
Yeah, and that seems to be the general vibe from everything that all the reporting have said from it. And Brett Lauderdale, the owner of GCW, even said outright in a tweet, "We don't want Tony Khan's money. That's not what we're doing this for."
This is literally, hey, we just want to hash out an agreement so we could do our shit and you guys do yours. We just want to work with each other, but not in a way that is money related.
Yeah, just both parties want to be able to use the term essentially.
And just in case for you assholes in the back that want to blame GCW for this, no. This is the delay was the ESRB.
Yeah, they were literally waiting for the game to be rated for it to be released. Because if you try to release a game that's not rated, there's a whole lot of stores that will refuse to carry it.
True.
Yeah, it's a very big risk. Stores will not take that risk because if it ends up being rated like AO, then all these stores are fucked.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we just bought all these copies to the game and now it's AO and what are we going to do with it? Fuck.
So yeah, AEW had to wait until they got the all clear.
They want that Walmart money.
And on top of that, Tony Khan, at a post-show press conference from last Sunday, said that the game is finished. He knows exactly the date it'll be released, but will not say anything. I assume because he's waiting for the okay from THQ Nordic.
True.
They just want to dot they just want to finish dotting the I's,
crossing the T's and dotting the lowercase J's.
And JC, guess I was misinformed. That yes, you were. You should Dave that asshole who misinformed you.
Yeah, I saw a lot of misinformation going about this, which is why I went to Sean Ross Sapp and saw him and Brett Lauderdale, and I made sure to get all my information about this all good and ready to make sure I got this right, because there were some people who are just trying to jump on the bandwagon, blaming GCW, calling them money grubbers, just like, no, that's not what's happening. Read the full reports, people. Please read the reports. Go.
D-Dub, this is the IWC. They're gonna shit on GCW because they didn't get their wrestling game like one day earlier than he should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna.
These are the same assholes who will blame who fought Mox Bleeds too much.
Well,
a lot of them. Moving on.
Well, staying in the realm of video games, we got finally after a bit of a break. It's back. The weekend is here, Shin.
Oh yes, the weekend.
We had Shono versus. Fuck, you just retired.
Before we get to Chono and Muto, we had Peter Griffin versus Garfield.
Fuck you, brain work. Anyway,
so Peter Griffin and Garfield battled in Fire Pro Wrestling World, and Peter Griffin pays the victory with the big spin.
I already put in
folks. Sorry.
I already put it in my vote, my suggestion for Peter's next opponent.
Is it Bob Belcher?
No.
Is it Big Bear?
I wish.
All right, who is it then, Mr. Shin?
I'll only leave it with 3 words. Everybody gets one.
Wait, Spoonerman?
Yep. It's time he got a chance to get his belt back. This is his one.
Or maybe it's a fatal 4-way. Peter Griffin versus Spider-Man Miles Morales versus Spider-Man 2099.
No, I'd say Peter versus Peter makes sense.
Everybody gets one.
And now Spider-Man gets his. However, the match that Matty was excited about was Masahiro Chono defending the World Wrestling Games Grand Prix World title against Keiji Muto in King of Coliseum, either red or green, not sure which one.
It was red.
All right, King of Coliseum red. I've only ever played King of Coliseum 2, and I knew it wasn't that because of the interface. And
Yeah.
still need to pick out this game eventually, but hey, still a good video game wrestling match here.
Mm-hmm.
And Chono ended up picking up the victory with a double underhook submission, preventing Muto from reaching the ropes because every time Chono would use the STF, Muto would reach the ropes 10 times out of 10.
Okay, I'm derping a little bit, but is Chono in WCW NWO Revenge?
No.
I know. Like I think most of his game appearances would be in the Japanese game. So
Yeah. I can't think of any American games he's been in, actually.
So it's gonna be very interesting to see who's next.
Yeah, when it comes to Japanese games, there's still plenty they could choose from, thankfully.
Oh, absolutely.
But just unfortunately for American games, slim pickings at best. Like maybe a Fire Pro here and there. All right, moving on to AEW Dynamite. I believe this is our final stop in California, Sacramento.
Yipper.
Because next week they're going to your neck of the woods, kind of, sort of.
Winnipeg.
You idiot.
No. You the idiot.
So we start off with OC versus Lethal, the rubber match.
Excellent opener.
First off, we have some technical difficulties from Taz and Shivani.
Yeah, the commentary audio got fed into the main stadium feed, so everyone in the crowd could hear those two talking.
Oops.
And Taz saying, "It's the voice of God."
And Shivani's like, "Oh, hello there, people," right as it cuts back. Just wow.
Live TV is awesome.
Hold on.
He's got the bun. Yep.
I actually have that one.
Live TV is awesome.
So yeah, getting past that bit of derpiness, we actually had a pretty good match between the two.
Yipper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Orange Cassidy and Jay Lethal. You can't go wrong with those two guys.
And it was the rubber match.
Yep, it was OC attacking Jay Lethal's shoulder versus Jay Lethal murdering OC's leg. And especially love how the match ended with Jay Lethal trying to go for his signature flipping cutter, but unfortunately when he did the flip forward, landed on his shoulder, owies.
All
they
the
made it clear
ouchies.
that the kayfabe buildup of that injury, just showing how much they had beaten each other to death in their same spots, and it ended up being Lethal that ended up losing the war of attrition.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, this really was a war of attrition to see who would be able to outstand their injury more. And in the end, Orange Punch picks up the victory, but Jeff Jarrett wouldn't let that stand and ends up hitting OC with a stroke and even breaking a tar on his knee, which is something different.
And they would book, and if it for Debo's, this has to go somewhere, and it did. They decided, hey, they're gonna go 1-on-1 for the AEW International Wait, what? Yeah. Later in the broadcast, Tony Khan says, in conjunction with Warner Brothers Discovery, who just happens to have a movie culture, has a Shazam movie coming out, so they're going to cross-promote the shit out of that. The AEW Championship, the AEW All-Atlantic Championship, is, quote, leveling up, unquote, to the AEW International Championship. Basically, because they couldn't call it the Intercontinental Championship because Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Also,
anyway.
Matty, we got to talk about what happened with Mace on this.
Oh my God! All right.
Okay.
Sundays was funny. This is funnier. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, as soon as Jarrett attacks AOC with the guitar and beats him up, Mace is already he's like joking, going, "Okay, so it looks like we're getting OC and Jarrett next week." He didn't want this because he is a very, very diehard Jeff Jarrett hater. He does not like Jarrett at all.
He does not like Jeff Jarrett, despite the TNA was a thing.
Yeah. So he was throwing that out there as a joke. But you can tell deep down he didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Then the announcement drops. He's in another room. Like he's away from his microphone, just doing. I think he was doing the dishes or something.
Yeah, he was fixing something in the kitchen. Here's the announcement.
Here's the announcement drop. Runs back over to his microphone and screams, "I was fucking kidding!"
Well, they kind of had to do that match because you don't just do a beatdown like that and not have a match.
Right? But no, there's also another layer to this, and we need to share. I need to share something. We need to share something with the crew on with you guys on.
Yeah,
this.
before we do, JC, All Atlantic is a better name than the international. All Atlantic means it's just stays Atlantic. Japanese people have wrestled for that championship, so I think international is a better name. Also, he says, if the rumor I heard for why the name change is happening is true, I am not a fan. What's the rumor?
Go ahead and
I'm
share that
curious
rumor.
now.
Meanwhile, I'm going to
haven't
share
heard
this with you
anything.
guys here. This came from Sean Fowles, Hope Within Chaos,
Yeah.
originally.
Cool dude.
Oh, very cool, dude.
Very
We love
good
talking with
person.
him.
Oh, God, yeah. This is, for our audience, I don't know if I can be able to share this on screen. I'll have to set something up. But for our podcast audiences out there, you may read.
Yeah, I will read this. So, basically, this is called the Jeff Jarrett denial list. AEW won't sign Jeff Jarrett. Okay, but AEW won't use him as a wrestler. Okay, but AEW won't use him on TV. Okay, but AEW won't use him on TV every week. Okay, but AEW won't let him win the Battle Royale to get on the pay-per-view. Here's where we are right now. Okay, but AEW won't make him a champion. But then it goes further. Okay, but AEW won't make him a world champion. But AEW won't make him the longest reigning world champion. But AEW won't make him president of the company. Won't make him owner of the company. Okay, but the state of Florida won't vote him representative. Oh, it gets worse, dear.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
but the state of Florida won't vote him senator. But America won't make him president. Okay, but the world won't agree for him to be the supreme leader. Okay, but the aliens won't vote him to be the galactic emperor. Okay, but the old gods won't invite him to ascend humanity. Weeber, my world, my world.
This is my world. And yeah, for those who don't watch AEW, which is a slim pickings, I understand, he's still using my world.
Best
Yeah.
theme song in wrestling.
Second best.
Oh, what's number one, Shin?
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow,
Oh,
meow,
God,
meow,
yeah.
Meow, meow, meow.
Black Rain and TNA, yeah.
Don't mention that to Dustin Rhodes on Twitter. He will block you.
Yes, he will.
Well, I won't have that problem.
Oh, right, because you're not on Twitter.
Exactly.
He'll block you if you're not there.
By the way, T-Dub, when you're doing something, don't message me on Twitter. Just message us on Facebook. It's easier to
I'm
reach
not
us
always
that
on
way.
Unfortunately, I'm not always on Facebook. Sometimes I'm at work.
Anyway.
Hey, back to the Dynamite recap.
So,
Yeah.
after that, we got a nice Hobbs interview hyping up the main event.
By the way, we should probably explain why there was a thing. Someone stole Wardlow's shit.
Yeah.
They broke into his car, stole his clothes, stole his boots, his motorcycle, his championship.
It was Hobbs.
You think it's that?
It was Hobbs. Come on. That's something Debo would do.
Okay, like before we do anything else, before we have to break kayfabe here because the actual news of him getting robbed was true, and Hobbs more than likely has. I think they're just turning it into a storyline
At this point, they're turning into a storyline.
Yeah.
But before we turn it into a storyline, we should say Will Hobbs did not have anything to do with that shit. Like, this is not a Debo joke. This actually fucking happened. No gear, no nothing. Belt got stolen too.
Okay, so JC did also add up. The rumor is that the name is changing because, quote, AEW changing the All-Atlantic title to the International title is because Slapnut said that he would only hold it if they renamed it.
Bullshit. Where did you get
Yeah,
that?
state your
Source,
source
please.
for that one there, JC, please.
You're striking out on them rumors tonight there, bud.
Source,
Yeah, that
please.
seems pretty far-fetched, to be honest.
So we got Hobbs interview to hype up the main event, and then we got a Ricky Starks promo in the middle of the ring, where he's braggadocious about his victory. He's going, oh, it's not about who's next. It's more about where I'm going next. And then, Boulder Club. Huge pop from the crowd.
Out comes Juice Robinson, and we're getting Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson, and the internet went meh. And I'm like, wait, time out. Meh on Robinson versus Starks?
Man, on a mention of Bullet Club?
Yeah, bullshit be called from the Wrestle-Cast corner.
Also, it should be noted that after Juice Robinson showed up, he got a pretty nice Juice chant from the crowd. So the crowd's hyped for it.
Yeah, Sacramento has you're fine we're talking to the IWC again.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's given Juice something to do. He hasn't really done much since he came to AEW, and he's feuding with one of the Supernovas. Fuck yeah.
And following that, we got a Wardlow interview where he makes the TNT title match Falls Count Anywhere, which makes sense because, doesn't have his gear. He's only got street clothes.
That explains it. JC, CBR forums, I hope y'all are right. CBR forums should not, CBR, comic books should not be, CBR.com should not be trusted, period, let's be honest.
No, when it comes to wrestling rumors, I go with Fightful, Wrestling Observer,
Solid Monster,
JD from New York, and no DQ that usually follows a lot of those people. So if you want the amalgamation or
I think no DQ we can describe as like an aggregate.
Yeah, they're an aggregator, so they're a good source for that. WrestleZone's a good another aggregator as well. CBR forums, fuck them.
There's a reason why I haven't been back there in a long time.
You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
So, then we get the Ruby Soho in-ring interview where she actually details why she turned heel, and that's because no matter what she did, she would often get boos from the crowd just because she was going up against the crowd favorite.
Which, when you look back at it, she's not wrong.
You watch some of those clips back, and yeah. And for the record, yes, it is a you people chant, but goddamn, there's truth in that grain.
Yeah, it's not just, oh, I turned my back before you turned yours on me. It's like, no, you already turned your back on me when you booed me. So now I'm saying, fuck y'all. I'm joining the bad guys because you were going to boo me anyways.
Why? Because fuck you. Because fuck you. That's why. Legit.
Yeah, she's basically like,
you
basically got a vibe like, if she would have been Jamie Hayter, the crowd would have booed her. She's like, you motherfuckers. I can't even win with you. So fuck it. Why not? Yeah. So then she roused down a whole bunch of homegrown names, and Chris Statlander got one of the bigger pops from that list. Very nice. Good to know that even while injured, she's still over.
Yeah.
Can't wait for her to get back. And then she called out her opponent. Out comes Sky Blue. And I've noticed for the past few months, Tony Khan's actually been playing around with when the women's matches happen. They don't all happen at women's match o'clock on the dot.
Which is a good thing. He's mixing it around. Thank you for doing that.
It's about time. I'm glad he's doing it these past few months. Keep doing that, please.
Yes, you're learning.
He's finally learning.
I guess better late than never. So anyways, these two have a pretty decent match. Sky Blue, very defiant in her loss, not going down without a fight. At one point hitting a really nice step-up knee strike.
She's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
However, Destination Unknown, after a series of counters, gets the victory. And it looks like the Outcasts were going to beat down Sky, but out comes Willow. I said on Sunday, tweeted, Willow did not approve of Ruby's actions, and I was proven correct here.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
that's a natural feud to go on right there. Willow versus Ruby Soho should be fun as well.
Yep, but Willow could not get through to Ruby. She's turned to the dark side.
She is full-on Sith Lord.
Fuck you, yes. That's why.
And, well, the Outcast ended up going a beat down on her. Following that, we got a nice little Hangman interview with Renee Paquette, and I really like how personal these feel. This doesn't feel like just an interviewer and a wrestler. This feels like two human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paige even acknowledging and almost apologizing for how he treated Renee over the last month or so during all this. He's like, you know, I'm sorry I got harsh on you on this. I'm sorry all that. You know, just that this is where this brought me to, so I kind of had to.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to beat the shit out of your husband.
It had to be done. I'm sorry.
Yep, and he says that, is this the end between him and John Moxley? Hangman seems to want this to be the end. However, BCC has other plans.
Yep.
But before we get to that, we have MJF in a backstage promo where he says next week in Winnipeg, he's having a re-bar mitzvah.
Crowd's going to boo, trying to shit on it, and we're going to be, on our seats on Wednesday laughing our asses off.
And
No, I do think we're going to find out. We're going to probably get an indication of who his next opponent's going to be.
of that, I have zero doubts. And props to the AEW production department because on their official Twitter page, they put out a picture of Max from his actual bar mitzvah where he's surrounded by what looks like a whole bunch of supermodels. Can't make this
And
up.
also that let's hope that hematoma heals up by the time he gets there next week, since it moved from his forehead to his eye.
Yeah, that looks pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Then we got a nice FTR in-ring promo where they basically lay out their plan. They're like, hey, we're here. We want those tag team titles. And they're able to just cut their promo and leave. No interruptions. One novel concept.
My God, it's a miracle! What an endless is this?
What?
I can only imagine that somebody must have restrained Tony Khan to the side. Like, no, don't send anyone up there and interrupt them. No,
Do
just let
not
them
cut the
promo.
Do not cut it off. Dumb trope is dumb.
Also, kudos for Cash holding it in as much as he did when he mentioned Jay.
Oh, yeah.
You could see that he was barely holding on.
Huge props to him for that. And then we got something that Matty and I will especially be interested in. Is the fact that Jade Cargill next week in Winnipeg is having a Canadian Open challenge for the TBS title. Now they
Nyla
could go with-
Rose wins this week, for that, by the way. Why? Book
Because she-
Lufisto.
Yeah, she said make it Lufisto. That's something that both Matty and I are like, yes, please put Lufisto on television.
Now, look, I'm not too much of a mark. Oh, fuck it, I am a mark. Have Lufisto for TBS champion now.
Let's say we always be like, if you really want to pop the Canadian crowd, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Although they're probably going to go Taya Valkyrie.
That's what I was about to say. It's
See,
like
that
most
would be
likely for the star power, that's Taya Valkyrie seems to be the likely candidate.
However, if they just want to make Matty and I happy, Lufisto. And not
Oh, you and I would not be the only ones.
Oh, I know Matty D probably as well. Basically, anyone who's a fan of the Canadian independent wrestling scene. Because she has been one of the best wrestlers from Canada for like the past 15 years. And definitely one of those ones that I've always wanted to get a big break, and probably a whole bunch of people as well, but never got it for whatever reason.
Mr. Khan, book Lufisto. I know. You want Taya, book Lufisto.
What they could do is book Lufisto, have her lose. It looks like Jade Cargill's going to beat her down, and then out comes Taya Valkyrie for the save. Everyone wins.
But Lufisto is not the TBS champion.
But it's clear that Tony Khan maybe wants to put the belt on Taya, maybe.
Put
And
belt on
I'm going to say this right now. Whoever comes out is not winning. Because here's the thing. You cannot break a streak this big on TV.
Timeout. I think Enigma got it. What about Rosemary? She's a local.
I didn't
True.
even think about Rosemary. Holy fuck.
True. Very
Yeah.
true.
And they're I'm pretty sure there's still the working relationship with Impact if nothing else has gone dormant.
To be continued. Guess we'll have to wait to react to it as it occurs.
Indeed.
Moving on from that, we got Guevara, Garcia, and Jericho versus Top Line AR Fox. And gotta point out, a fan in the audience with a Bushi mask with lipstick. Very nice dedication to making everything look authentic. And Dante Martin, as usual, defies the laws of physics.
And
yeah.
AR Fox continues to be the truth.
Yup.
I'm so glad they got these three as a trio, AR Fox and Top Flight. They may not have gotten the victory, but they looked good in the match with the Jericho Appreciation Society nevertheless.
Oh, yeah.
And you all know what I...
Oh yeah, because Daniel Garcia was there.
Oh, we got to take care of that business. Yep.
That's right, boys. That's right. JS has been around for 1 whole year. But before that, I'm going to talk to a Golden Lance Head Viper. Hey, Golden Lance Head, what's going on? Yeah, I heard you and your friends own an island off the coast of Brazil, Snake Island. What's up with that? You the mayor of Snake Island? You the mayor of Snake Island, Golden Lance Head? All right. See you around, Golden Lance Head Viper. Say hi to your mother for me.
And after that, JS called out the House of Black, and it looks like lights went out. But carry on, wayward son played instead. Out came the Elites. Looks like both these teams want the House of Black, but House of Black eventually made their entrance first on the video
House
screen.
of Black.
House of Black.
House of Black.
First on the video screen, they were cutting a promo. It cuts off halfway through. They finish the cutting the promo in the arena, and they essentially, their promo comes down to War Hardcore. We'll take them both.
Yeah. By the way, for those wondering why we're not talking about WWE, it's like, have you watched WWE? Yeah, wrestling's good, but if you watch Raw,
Yeah, let's not say we
just
didn't.
our thought.
Also, we have 3 trios teams for the trios titles, and you know there's going to be a 3-count pinfall. Talk about trioception. Actually, hold on. Oh, do
It's
I have
a
that
trios match.
No, I don't. I don't have that button. Oh, no, wait, no, I have that button. Yes. Yes, it will truly be trioception.
You almost turned into Shadeshausen for a second.
Yes, Shadeshausen here, yes.
Following that, we get a Danielson promo where he's absolutely defeated, just out of energy, out of everything. And he says, I'm going home.
Now, for those wondering, the easy thing would be, okay, he's taken some time off, and after the run of matches he's had in the last year, I think a couple of months off is fine. Go ahead. Shades, Mace had a wonderful... he's even tweeted it out on Twitter. He's got an idea about where it might go, though.
Oh, yes. This will be very interesting.
Let me find... Actually, I do know. I think I have him somewhere. I know I have it. Come on. Oh, it's the Mace thing on Twitter. I am finding the Mace thing on Twitter if you guys want to see it for yourselves. There we go. Should not have been too long. He was at the Game Expo.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So, quote, Bryan Danielson is going home. What if home is Ring of Honor? Something to think about.
Mm-hmm. Something to think about. Something to think about.
T-Dub. Okay, T-Dub is indisposed for a couple seconds.
It would be an interesting thing. Here's the way I look at it. As we know, ROH is going to be just being part of Honor Club, going to have their ongoing series there instead of having a TV deal because they couldn't get one through. How ironic that Warner Brothers Discovery wants to have a third show and they don't want to do Ring of Honor. We'll just let that.
Which is fucking stupid.
We'll just let that settle for a little bit. But getting back on point.
Yeah.
With this, Ring of Honor needs to have some big names. It's nice to keep their homegrown talent. It's nice to have a good way to spread out the roster a little bit more. But you need some big names to draw in fans. Like, why would they want to watch Ring of Honor for a whole bunch of people they've never heard of before? And we're not talking the smart marks like us. We're talking the casual audience.
Yeah.
You get a big name like Danielson in there, you're going to draw the casual fans' eyes like, wait, Danielson's going to this Ring of Honor place? What's going on over there?
And finally, Warner Bros. Discovery will go, fine, we'll put your fucking Ring of Honor in there.
Thank you.
Just waiting for T-Dub. He's the one doing the news stuff and things.
All right, I'm back.
There you go.
Yeah, we're
Timing!
All right, so where are we at?
We just
going
finished
over
the
the
talk about where we were. We were talking about. We're still on that thing. We were talking
promo.
about, so.
All right, cool. So after that, we get BCC versus Dark Order, and who boy was this a fight?
Great matchup, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They're really starting to put some power back into the Dark Order, which they haven't done in a long time. They've been looked at as just kind of job fodder for the longest time. But while they're still not getting wins, they're definitely looking more serious as a group, and especially given some recent Tony Khan's announcement that something we didn't notice, Matty, is did you hear who's going to be joining the Dark Order for their next match?
It's gonna be Hangman, yeah.
No.
Stu Grayson.
Oh, they're in Canada.
Oh, they are in Canada. He is well, not local. He lives in Ontario, but still.
Stu, don't call him Dick Grayson.
Good old Stu Dose Grayson.
Yep. So he's going to be coming back at least for one night.
Ooh, oh boy. And gotta say, some cool stuff in this match, like Silver winning a suplex standoff.
So
yeah,
damn
Johnny Hungee!
the meat man.
He might be only 5'5", but he's got some big muscles.
Oh, and he suplexed the shit. I think it was out of Claudio.
Yeah, I want to say
Yeah,
it's Claudio.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Swiss.
That's a feat.
Swiss.
That is a feat.
absolutely.
At the one point, Mox counters a stunner into a choke and then a half and half suplex. And Mox ended up choking out Reynolds and continues to after the bell. And then Uno made the save, but the other members of Dark Order were too beat up to help him. So who helped the ultimate save was Hangman, who really wanted to be done with this shit. And that's proven by the fact that he didn't even pay attention to the BCC. He just went immediately over to check on the Dark Order.
Mm-hmm. Thus cementing the BCC as heels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it worked before, they're definitely here.
Oh yeah, they've been leaning towards tweener them / heel them for a little while, especially with Wheeler Yuta. He's had some heel tendencies long before this. This is literally, okay, we're done fucking around, now we're making people finding out.
And
Yep.
frankly, after the disbandment of Suzuki-gun, we need a heel stable like BCC. Just a group
Indeed.
of brutal fucking ass kickers. And now all AEW needs is some young boys for Moxley to beat up.
Wonder if Cody will be willing to lend anybody from his Nightmare Factory.
Or better yet, just have him beat up the factory.
Yeah, they've
There's
split
a
up.
problem with that.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
So, following that, we got a 2.0 backstage promo, but they're interrupted by 2.0, who want to invite them over to the JAS, which Acclaim respond with HBK's level laughter.
Yo, God.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I know
Yeah.
I got that one.
Do it.
There we go.
Yeah, not since Shawn Michaels have I seen laughing that huge and exaggerated.
And Max Caster with the line of the night. Please, man, we got more TV time than you do.
Oh!
Gonna need a sensu for that one.
Yeah.
So then we get Powerhouse Hobbs versus Wardlow, the main event, which started in the parking lot.
Yeah, there was no fucking around here.
Well, because they didn't have a championship to display because it was stolen, so they got a replica on the announcer's desk, and they decided, well, fuck the entrances. We're just going to start beating the crap out of each other now.
Yeah,
Yep.
they fight into the parking lot and eventually make their way to the arena. And at one point, Wardlow no-sells a spinebuster from Hobbs. Let's see, and they fight eventually up to the stage, and it looks like Wardlow's about to get that victory, but who would make the save but everyone's favorite manager wrestler, QT Marshall?
With a polo shirt that said QTV. I fucking called it, by the way.
Yes, he did. I mean, it wasn't that big of a surprise, but Matty, as soon as he saw the QTV thing, he immediately suspected it was
That
Marshall.
was last week where it just flashed for a few seconds. I mean, That's probably just QT Marshall's new gimmick. I don't know.
Yeah, because
call
it has
that.
been official. It has been made official. The factory is disbanded.
Now,
Good.
what's Aaron Solo gonna do?
I don't know.
Actually, I think this might be for the best. He might actually get his stock risen just by being no longer associated with that group.
There's
Hopefully, the
that.
factory will still be in the video game. Because everyone loves the factory.
No.
No, we
No.
we don't. No, we don't.
No.
You could stop trolling T-Dub. No one does. No one loves. No
No one
loves
likes the factory.
One. Just one.
I am.
Everyone who
I'm-
matters loves Ned Flanders.
I am of two minds of this match. On one hand, I'm glad Hobbs finally got some gold around his waist. It is much deserved, considering
Well earned.
the vast level of improvements he's made since his days as a white meat babyface. On the other hand, you know what I'm going to say. I talked about it last week before we previewed the show, and stop hopscotching the title.
This, this
this
needs to
point-
stay on Hobbs for at least 2 months because you just made Wardlow a transitional champion.
Yeah,
I think
way to-
this was.
I'm
I
sorry.
think-
Way to bury Wardlow like that.
Yeah.
I think this might be the shortest reign with the TNT title ever, unless I'm missing one.
By the way, before we continue, Enigma is like, how is the AEW not signed McGinnis? I believe he's still A with the Fed. If not, I think he's just doing nothing. Maybe done with wrestling. Of course,
At this point, I
he
think-
fantasy books. He goes, Danielson plans to announce his retirement, and then Nigel shows up and smacks him around. He's retired. He's been retired. He's probably going to stay retired.
Unless
Moving
they
on.
found a cure. Unless they found a cure for hepatitis.
Actually, he has been cured.
He has technically been cured, but to my knowledge,
So he's just done.
yeah.
At this point, it seems that way. He just would rather not wrestle again. He is a bit up there in age, but if he wants to, he could. But I guess he's just waiting for WWE Europe to start, I would assume.
Probably, yeah.
So, Wardlow has the shortest title run. Second shortest goes to Sammy Guevara with 11 days.
Jesus, that's. But yeah, like what everybody been saying, keep that belt on Hobbs for at least a good 2 months. It needs stability, especially after this week. No more hotshotting it to someone just because it's in their hometown. No more putting it on somebody who doesn't frankly need it. I'm looking at you, Darby Allin. None of this other stuff. Keep it on Hobbs. He is a good heel, bordering on great. He will make this title as relevant as when the Redeemer had it. By the way, where the fuck is Miro?
Yeah.
I can only guess that, Tony Khan and Miro just don't see eye to eye on creative at this point.
Yeah, anyway.
And JC says, in hindsight, Darby and Joe's reigns shouldn't have happened.
No, Darby's reign shouldn't have happened. Joe's reign definitely should have been longer. That King of Television gimmick was great.
It was, and he still is a television champion, so he could run with that with Ring of Honor. He
It's not the
could.
same- Not the same without both the belts.
No, it's not, but he could still run with it.
So moving on to Rampage.
There's
Start
still
things off
some
with
juice
Guevara
on
and
that.
Andretti.
I know you're on to Rampage. Go ahead.
Yep, start off with Sammy Guevara and Action Andretti, and they had some nice outside of the ring fighting. And at one point, Andretti countered a counter into a catapult.
Ugh.
It looks
Action
much more
Andretti, man.
Sorry, go ahead, Shades.
I was gonna say Action Andretti, man. This guy, I see what Jericho made the right call picking this guy because he is continually showing why he deserves to be in the high in such a position right now. He is fucking killing it out there.
Yeah, he's like a younger Will Ospreay in some regards.
He really is. I mean, he kind of looks like Ospreay. He has a lot of Ospreay's mannerisms. And his theme song even sounds like an Osprey ripoff. So yeah, it kind of is a young Osprey. And Andretti hits a body splash through the table on the outside. Very nice. Of course, there's Garcia interference, which ends up with Guevara hitting the GTH to Andretti for the win.
Say hi to your mother for me.
We got one for the week, folks.
There
That's all
you go.
get.
Hey, at least he said it.
And then we got Darby Allin.
Say the line, Bart.
Say hi to your mother for me.
Yay!
So following that, we got Darby Allin promo where he said he'll make his intentions clear next week.
So, to be continued on that?
And speaking of to be continued, Jack Perry once again kind of promo saying he's going to be watching all the champions and just making his choice very soon of who he's going after. So maybe he's going to be challenging MJF during the Bar Mitzvah.
Reliving an old rivalry.
That's a match that makes sense. Now, does it make sense now? I don't know, but you know what? Only one way to find out. Only one way to find out.
Then we got a nice heel promo from Powerhouse Hobbs and QT Marshall. Very celebratory mood from these two.
It's my belt, punk.
Yeah. By the way, QT checks for his wallet again.
It's not his wallet anymore, it's Hobbs' wallet.
Where's my wallet, Hobbs? You mean my wallet? I mean your wallet.
Can I have my ID though? I kind of need that. Kind of need that for living.
No.
Depends on the mercy of Hobbs.
And apparently Hobbs show no mercy.
Following that, we got the Acclaims with Daddy Ass taking on two indie favorites, Starboy Charlie and Jack Cartwheel.
So for those wondering, Starboy Charlie's the one in the overalls. One guy signed Starboy Charlie. Well, you got your Starboy Charlie. Squash.
Also during the entrance, when Anthony Bones went over to the fans to scissor them, Max took a foam microphone and imitated Anthony Bowens with it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Now everybody loves the Acclaim. That's true.
Jericho claimed that Acclaim Laughing 2.0 out of the room on Wednesday were both size of thoughts. And the Acclaim picked up a win in a tough, evenly contested match.
Yeah, right.
Let me tell you, that Jack Cartwheel, he could cartwheel his way out of all the moves. They had to really just wrangle him. It's like an oiled up dude. You know
how many cartwheels we have in this wrestler anyhow?
Yo!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by cartwheels. Shing! Keep firing, cartwheels!
And then we got 2.0 on the stage.
I don't know. I'm just riffing at this point.
Then we got 2.0 on the stage, once again trying to invite the Acclaim to the JAS.
Unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
Next, we got our big heavyweight match as Preston Vance took on Konosuke Takeshita with Don Callis on commentary.
Excellent fucking match.
It is just two good heavyweights grappling it out.
Takeshita continues to prove that he was the best get that AEW has gotten in the last, 6 months.
No dispute for me, and at one point hits the right knee on Preston Vance, but at the last second, Jose put Vance's leg on the rope, and it looks like, he's going to get screwed out of victory here, especially after the disc gets lariated by Vance, but that only gets 2.9, and after a series of counters, huge backslide pin for the victory.
Gonna be interesting what they're gonna do with Takeshita and Callis.
It's always nice to see Callis doing something different than just being the Elite's mic man, because, Kenny Omega can already do that himself.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the point. Is like they're slowly trying to, Callis is still a part, but he's with the Elite kind of being more face leaning at this point. Don Callis doesn't quite fit in that dynamic anymore, so they're gonna slowly push him away from the Elite and have him move on to other things.
It's going to be a slow transition, but it'll be that. Go ahead, Shen.
I fit in wherever I fit in, Shades. I'm the invisible hand to the god of pro wrestling.
After that, we got a Swerve promo where he promises a surprise for Keith Lee.
We should change his name from Sneaky Swerve to Cannibal Swerve.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Why? Oh, no.
Hey, he said he was hungry and he was going to eat everybody.
That's true. Those are words that he said. Although maybe he was talking metaphorically, Shin?
And now I have a mental image of Swerve Strickland in the straitjacket that Anthony Hopkins wore in Silence of the Lambs.
Maybe that could be his new gimmick. Serial killer that eats people.
Don't test me. Don't test me, Keith. Someone tried to test me. I ate his liver with some Mountain Dew and a nice bag of chips.
He sounds, the way you do wording this, you make it sound like he ate Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, he does.
Well, have you seen Jeff Keighley around lately?
Yes, just last December.
That was December. Have you seen him lately?
Last time I heard from him, he was at the premiere for The Last of Us television show. That was back in January, I believe.
Are you sure that wasn't just Swerve in a Jeff Keighley skin mask?
I'm pretty sure people would notice if Jeff Keighley all of a sudden had a different sounding voice.
Maybe he had a cold.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, moving off of that, we got another promo, this time from Mark Briscoe, where he announces that, unfortunately, Ring of Honor, they do have to move on with their tag team division. And so, at Supercard of Honor, March 31st, they're going to have a Reach for the Sky ladder match with a series of tag teams. First entrance, the Lucha Bros.
Excellent choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They should make it a yearly thing for Jay.
Yeah, that would be a nice tribute. That'd be a nice tribute for Jay. An annual Reach for the Sky ladder match. And then we got a nice Matt Hardy Hook recap video package with Stokely Hathaway not too pleased with the results once again.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. He can handle Hook. He can handle Hook.
Oh, wait. You serious?
Let me laugh even harder.
Hi. I'll take Hook. People murdered by Hook for 2,000, please.
And it's just a picture of a depressed Stokes.
Honestly, I get the feeling they're going to try to find some way to screw things over. Like, they're going to try to find some loophole here because it's the firm.
It's their specialty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's heels. It's heel shenanigans.
Well, I think there's been enough talk. It's time for the main event. Nyla Rose versus Riho, the Roar match, 3 years in the making.
Still good. Still good.
Yes. Classic power versus speed dynamic. Riho at one point tried to slam Nyla, which Nyla responded with, Baka!
I love Nyla Rose.
Yeah, she is just absolutely amazing. At
She
one
is
point,
a phenomenal.
Riho tried to dive to the outside. Nyla catches her, but Riho counters and shoves Nyla into the steps.
Oof. Yeah, both these women are fantastic athletes, and the crowd was white hot for this match. Which, a main event women's match, that doesn't happen very often, but this crowd knew what they had. And yeah, Riho, whoo, that girl could take some punishment for her small frame.
Yeah, I believe this is the second Rampage in the row where Riho got the main event. Last week against Emi Sakura, and this week against Nyla Rose.
They're building her back up, which if the intention is to eventually have Jamie Hayter versus Riho, I'm down for that. Hell, I'm down for Ruby Soho versus Riho. That should be a good matchup too.
Yep. And there's interference from Marina Shafir throughout this match, but Riho is able to get out of the Beast Bomb with her super duper roll up for the victory. However, Riho's night would not go end so smoothly as she'll get powerbomb by Nyla Rose for a trouble, and then Outcast would come out with a spray paint and more beatdowns.
You know what vibe I get from Riho and Nyla Rose? And it's the good kind of vibes.
What was that? What would that
Oh
be?
God, Slick Rick, bring out the dead. Throw Stokes in the cart. I see what you did there, bud. Good one.
The vibes I get from them are from the same vibes I got from watching Awesome Kong versus Gail Kim back in TNA.
Yeah, very much so. Very small competitor, very much speedy versus a much more powerful heavyweight. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Very well matched up. Wouldn't seem like that on paper, but makes for a very solid rivalry. And both of their rivalries sort of help build a division of two companies.
That's true, because these two were like the original feud for the AEW Women's World Title.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely seems like they're building towards Ruby Soho versus Riho at one point.
Yep.
Seems to be their destination here, so destination is not unknown.
Oh, hi-oh.
Wait a minute. I just realized something.
Yes, Mr. Shin?
Stokes was sweating bullets when he was thought about wrestling Hook.
Yeah.
That means Stokely Hathaway is all wet now. He's completely useless. Throws him in the trash.
Yo.
Well, looks like he's gonna die tonight. I'm taking over the firm. So long, suckers.
Oh, Phalus.
Yeah, I got nothing, folks. I'm letting him go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get out of the way and let them make you laugh.
So, anyone else got any other news for the night?
I only got a little bit of news from when it concerns old FTR.
What's that about?
Apparently on his podcast, Dax Hardwood said that while they have about a month and a half left on their contract, where they go next will not be dependent on money. Him and Cash just want to go somewhere where they're happy. Where that is, that's up to where they feel they get the most happiness out of, whether it be AEW or the WWE.
With Dax, the way his body's been broken down these past few years, I can't see him going back on that full-time schedule.
Yeah, translation, we don't fucking know.
I think it's either AEW or Indies at this point.
Yeah.
I think the plan was always, let's do some indies and then break it up and we're done, but... Also, JC, here's something... Okay, he's got something right. WWE is trying to legalize betting on wrestling matches in certain states. Yes.
Yeah, I believe it's Colorado and Michigan, and that just... The more I read about that story, the more developments have gone on. It just feels more and more insane, and just how many layers they're going to have to make sure not to leak the results to where the wrestlers may not know who's winning until they're in the ring.
Yeah, there's no way they can pull that off. And also, here's the other problem. They can use these kind of bets to shape how that match is going to go. With that incentive of not revealing the winners until the wrestlers are heading out to the ring, this means they could change those results. They could change the result. Like, if by some twisted dark fate Vince Jr. gets back control, you know what he'll do.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to care about creative integrity or what the story is and who should win.
He's got to prey on the marks betting and make all the fucking money again.
Yeah, he's going to literally wait until the last minute, change the results of the match based on what bet is winning so that he can get the most bank out of it.
So you think, based off of the story, you think that's going to decide who's going to win? No. It's going to be whoever makes Vince the most money on the betting.
The money.
Yep. Tell me he wouldn't do it, folks. Tell me he wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Considering everything that's come out about him in the past several years, yeah, we know he has no morals whatsoever, so of course he would. He cares about one thing and one thing only, and that's what makes him, profit. Thank you, Shane.
He is a Ferengi.
He is profit.
Yeah, we were just talking about Ferengis last Thursday. Yeah, he is a Ferengi through and through. Money over everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I am not disagreeing with that statement.
Let's see. JC says the story he's heard is that they'd be legally required to set the results in stone months in advance. I feel like Vince would find some
Vince
loophole.
would crack under that pressure. Months in advance?
This guy can't book a show.
And what
a week
about
in
injuries? And what about injuries? That's impossible to do that. You can
That's
set
true, yeah.
matches in motion months in advance, but
and
winners?
No,
Also, Vince can't even book a show a week in advance.
he can't.
He
No.
can't. He's been doing that for years before he got kicked out.
Hell, not even Paul could pull that off. If that is the absolute requirement, this deal ain't happening.
And if it were to go through, it would just create too many headaches with all the things that would just happen because of it. And I can't imagine being a wrestler not knowing who's going to win and who's not while you're in the ring. That just feels like so much stress
Yeah.
of having to put together that type of match without that knowledge.
I mean, there are people who've called audibles in the ring for things that have happened, like crowd
Injuries,
suddenly turning.
or,
Yeah.
or a prop did not work, or is broken and is unusable, or something happened. There's too many audibles here. There's too many variables.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking idiots.
This is where ultimate greed will take you.
Yep. And before I give it back to Maddie, we've someone shared a very interesting factoid about Roderick Strong,
Oh, what's that?
and I had to look this up, and someone actually did the math, and it checks out. Roderick Strong has been with NXT longer than WCW Monday Night Nitro existed.
Whoa.
That's
Yeah,
a long time.
That's a
Let's see.
factoid.
Let's see. WCW Monday Nitro existed from 95 until 01, so about
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
Roddy's been there for about close to 7, I want to say.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
Time flies.
Yeah. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, we got winners and losers to take care of. Also, I've been distracted by our Discord DMs. Mace is not a fan of the current direction for the Bloodline. We're going to leave it at that. I'm like, well, what about the long-term booking? And he went, well, you just shot on Sami Zayn. I went, fair enough.
No, I don't see them doing that. That doesn't. They seem to be doing fine with Zayn.
Yeah, he's not a fan of what they did with Zayn, though.
Eh,
He thinks he's getting buried. I'm like, he's still a prominent figure here in the main
He's still like
event
one of
scene.
the prominent figures in that storyline.
There's a part of me that wants to argue him up. I don't want to get kicked out of the group. I'm like, look, I'm gonna let him have his opinion. He wants to hate on the Fed. I'm not gonna stop him. I'm just like, look, I'm seeing where this is going.
It's going to get him tag team gold, playa.
Yeah.
Get his best friend that Grand Slam he been chasing.
Yipper.
Uh-huh.
That being said, let's do winners and losers. Shades.
Well, for me, I'm not going to say the Fed as a whole because there's still a lot of good going on there right now. But this whole betting thing, yeah, and Junior being backstage, yeah, Junior's getting my loser this week. Get the fuck out, fucker.
Shed.
D-Cell Battery Award goes to an oldie but a goodie. Everybody's favorite celebrity influencing wrestler Logan Paul.
Oh,
what
what
the
the?
fuck
Okay,
did he do?
that's definitely not what he did on Monday. He's actually a pretty good heel. What the fuck did he do now, though?
All right, our old boy, the guy who basically exposed him for his fraud and his scam for his that whole crypto suit shit.
Let me
went
guess.
on-
He's countersuing.
No, he went on the Joe Rogan Experience, and Joe asked him specifically had he been in any contact with Logan since this whole thing has been down, and he apologized for all that. And he said that he was in contact with Logan, and after making those promises of returning the money, and he has heard not one thing from Logan Paul since then, and that's been over a month ago.
Ooh.
And I don't just mean him. In his Discord, on his Instagram, on his Twitter, no mention of where and how people can get their money back after he scammed them out of this crypto zoo thing. He is literally dragged his feet. And anytime he even gets into contact with Logan, Logan kind of just brushes it off like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to move on. I don't want to think about that anymore. And I'm like, and Coffee's like, you scam these people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars of their money, and you're not giving them any kind of assurances that you're going to pay them any of it back. It's been months since you said all this shit, and you have still delivered nothing. I don't care how good he is in the ring. He is great in the ring for a celebrity, but his lack of understanding and seeming care for the people whose lives have been ruined by this whole crypto zoo thing, it just makes him still look like a piece of shit.
And folks, before you start, Matty, aren't you going to call bullshit? He's on wrestling TV. It counts.
Yes. As my losers, the hopscotching of the TNT title this week, I was not a fan of it. Like I said, keep it on Hobbs for at least 2 months. Don't even think about changing it. And of course, Vinnie Mac being backstage in Gorilla. I don't care what he says, that he's doing it for, he's seen it to do John Cena. He should not be back in Gorilla. That is not a vote of confidence for me wanting to go back to watching the Fed full time. That's it.
D-Dub.
The Cult of Cornets bullying Rio off Twitter. Fuck you.
So that's what kicked her out. Are you fucking kidding me with this? Okay. Did Cornette say he looked like that she looked like a schoolgirl again?
I'm not listening to any of his nonsense.
Fuck
He needs
no.
to nip.
I was like, okay, who kicked her out? Because I saw you were tweeting as though Riho has been deactivated. And I'm like, fuck.
And of course, his cronies celebrated this.
He needs to nip this shit in the bud if this is not how he really feels.
He's never going to do that because it's making money for him. You know that.
Yeah, if it makes him money, but it's still not making him look very good. And
I don't think he cares about looking good anymore. I don't think he cares anymore.
yeah, that's true. So thank you, fuck you, bye. Nothing, just fuck you, corny. Fuck
And
you.
Kenny Omega noted in his interview on the Swerve City podcast several weeks ago that the Joshi wrestlers get more abuse than anyone on social media.
Because they're foreign. Because they're foreign, and the Cult of Cornette are probably mostly Southern people who believe foreigners are taking their jibs or something like that.
Yeah,
Fuck all y'all.
T-Dub was on point. I know where he was going with this. Did we all forget what happened the last time you guys abused a Joshi wrestler? Do we remember how that ended?
Yeah,
Hana fucking Kimura on a reality show, and y'all fuckers put her over the edge.
Bullies don't care. They only care about making themselves feel good. They don't care about their victims.
And
I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on because I have a fucking hatred for bullies.
yeah, as do I.
Ditto.
It just
Fuck all of y'all.
People who just want to be good wrestlers, just want to go on TV and wrestle. Let them wrestle. Fuck off. God,
That's why we can't have nice things, assholes. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on to.
I was having a good rage. I was having comedy rage, and I got rage. Thanks,
Yeah,
fuckers.
I just always hate seeing people just wanting to be nice and good, just being put down just because they're different. I hate it. So moving on to a funny loser, Vince McMahon and a stupid mustache.
There you go. There you go. I got one loser and McMahon. There you go.
Yeah.
Get the
Sweet.
fuck out. Stay the fuck out.
We got another sweep this up.
Yipper. Let's do some
Call
winners.
it later.
Call it
All right.
yeah.
Anyway, for winners, I think this one's kind of obvious for me. AEW, I mean, that pay-per-view, holy fuck. All right, pulling up a 5-star pay-per-view, having some great setups going on here. A lot of great matches, a lot of big setups coming down the pipe. I don't see why they don't get a win this week.
Shin.
Winner this week, of course, mirroring shades over there. We got AEW for that epic revolution. The Fed gets a rare winner for that main event between Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn, and that whole thing with Jay. That was so much drama. Like, can't wait for that tag team match to happen. And a posthumous winner and a shout out to a new friend of mine who was listening in on the show for the first time, didn't understand what was going on, but she did so because I asked. Kathy. She's someone I met on Reddit. Nice woman, likes anime, likes gaming. She also draws, and she also does landscape portraits. And her landscapes are, to me, they are fucking beautiful. I'll share it.
Awesome to hear.
That's one of her landscapes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we need to share with it. This is a beautiful portrait. For our podcast audience, I'm sorry, you're not going to see it.
All right, I'm going to describe it. It looks like a Texas landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she turned this out in about 2 hours. Yeah, and I was like, this is very Bob Ross's. And like, yeah, I used to watch Bob Ross. I can tell it's a beautiful portrait. And she does these just for free. She just does these for free. And they're just so beautiful. And I asked her, hey, you want me to share it with my friends? I'm like, go ahead, thanks. And like, okay, so here it is. She shared a bunch of these with me, but this was my personal favorite.
Does she have a Twitter? Or a site or something to share? I think this needs to be shared.
Not that I know of. I only know her by her Reddit, and the only other thing I have for contact is her Cash App. But other than that, I'm not even sure if she's on Twitter or anything.
Nuts.
It's her work. I'll tell her that you guys liked it.
All right. Fair enough. D-Dub.
How could it not be a revolution? They needed to put on a banger pay-per-view after a build-up that not a lot of people had a confidence in, so it was great that this pay-per-view was able to deliver regardless of that. And it looks like we're getting some interesting stuff on Dynamite in the coming weeks.
At the very least. Okay. For me,
also, we know that Canada is going to be a great crowd.
Yeah. Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah.
Winnipeg. Last time Winnipeg had a wrestling show, they were a hot crowd. I don't think it's going to be any different. Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah. Finally, for me, AEW, MJF, Will Hobbs, for just obvious reasons. And Rey Mysterio, active or who gives a fuck if it's active or not active? It's the WWE Hall of Fame. They don't give a fuck. It's a Hall of Fame worthy career, and you know what? Well deserved. Well earned, well deserved, well, yes. That is going to do it. We don't have Toka Riffs tomorrow. We're don't think we're doing our thing that we want to do. I need to get back to easy on this one. I am not ready to do this thing tomorrow. But we will be back in a couple of weeks. I think we have one before WrestleMania. At least one, because I don't think we're going to be doing it's going to be tough to squeeze in both. But, yeah, the 19th we have one, and obviously the Sunday, I don't know. We'll see. That being said, plug away, sir. I know you got some shit to plug.
Yeah,
I know you a busy boy.
Indeed, yeah. Of course, all my manga dubs, all my dub stuff on my YouTube page. You can pull up the playlist section to see all the stuff I've done. Good Lord, that list is never ending. I actually got a little bit of a brag today because I actually took a workshop class with near legendary voice actor Crispin Freeman. Can't go into details on that, but I had a blast and a half. Learned a lot of interesting stuff. If you're interested in voice acting and you want some real honest opinions on where you need to go, he's a good place to start. But it's worth the money. That being said, a lot of cool stuff, and also, yeah, got a mobile game, actually. I'm in a mobile game that I announced a while back. Glorious Adventure. If you want to download that on your Google Play Store, go check that out. So yeah, a lot keep going these days. So hope you guys enjoy my stuff there. But check it out.
Shin.
I got nothing much since my social media presence has been reduced to 0, but still got my YouTube channel, still working on some videos. Had to take a small hiatus because of personal issues, also upgrading my computer. So I'll probably be streaming. I took a poll on my community tab, and people seem to want me to stream on Fridays. So if I start streaming, it's going to be Fridays, probably early in the evening. And I know for certain that the first game I'm going to be playing is Vampire Survivors. Lovely, lovely little cheap game, like $5, but so addictive, so much fun, and even has a stream mode where every time I level up my character, I have the option of letting the chat choose my next power up. So Maximilian has been doing it on his channel, and the chat has been both kind and horrible to him in equal measure with this game.
Well, whenever you let the chat decide and elements for a video game, it's always a flip of the coin of what they're going to do with it.
They can either be very generous or very evil. They can be either very nice or very evil.
They have been both.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully once I get my next SSD drive, I will be streaming more so I can earn a little bit to fix up my teeth because I really need it in case you want to drop something. PayPal.com/Shintigercurl, Cash App, $Shintigercurl. Any little bit helps. So look forward to that in the near future.
T-Dub.
Of course, my latest video, Fitness Boxing Fist of the North Star review. Yes, this game is real. Yes, it is.
Why am I not surprised? Yeah, that sounds like something you'd review. Hell yeah.
Patreon request, so
well, that makes sense.
I was happy to oblige, and if you're looking for a weight loss game, maybe check this one out, maybe.
Oto Shinken says, you are already swole.
Nani?
Of course, my next review is going to be WWE 2K23, followed by most likely AEW Fight Forever. So busy month coming up for me.
By the way, for those wondering, no, I was not at Rift Zone last Thursday because I was tired as fuck.
Don't blame you.
Critical Role did not help it at all. Shades, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
So I was tired, long day at work, and I just wanted to chill and play Fortnite and watch Critical Role. And
because I'll be working on my review, no stream Thursday, and I might not show up next week because, oh boy, this is a big game.
He's a big game, and he needs some time to work on the big game. That being said,
if you want to see any of that stuff early, patreon.com/TWKReviews.
I was going to say, I was letting you finish up first. That being said, as you mentioned, patreon.com/TWKReviews if you wish to see that even earlier or suggest another game as you just brought up. The Fist of the North Star Fitness Boxing game was a Patreon request. So even $1 gets you in on that action. Shintigercurl's PayPal.com tip jar, paypal.com/Shintigercurl. Of course, I got my tip jar as well. PayPal.me/MattyJ316. You can follow 3 of the 4 of us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWKOfficial, and at TheShades18. In fact, all those Manga Dub updates do come from that Twitter. So if you want to follow that or anything, any of the shenanigans the Shades has been up to, professional or otherwise, of course, you can follow that as well. We got the Streamlabs. We got a Discord. We'll be doing some stuff. We're still doing some stuff. So you want to say hi, come by, say hi. I'm lurking. That being said, that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for tuning in and all that good stuff. Did I miss something? No, I did not. The Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com is what if you got any questions, please keep it short. Some of you like to give the wall of text. Obviously, we didn't have the time to read the wall of text. If you just have questions, send the emails at the Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com. I'll get it right, I swear. If we have time, we'll read it. That's going to do it. We thank you very much for tuning in and saying hi. Next week, stuff. We're on the road to WrestleMania. Obviously, the WrestleMania Go Home show will be on Friday or Thursday. As a matter of fact, it could be Thursday. We could do a combination Rift Zone WrestleCast thing. Bring in Card Junkie. I'd say I'd bring in Card Junkie for that.
It'd be interesting.
You know, do it Thursday. I mean, you can take a couple of minutes to say hi on Thursday. Have Impact in the background. We'll mark out what we talk when we actually do a podcast. Because at this point, I don't know if we want to do anything on Friday. A lot of stuff. Plus the Hall of Fame ceremony after SmackDown. That's going to be a thing.
To be continued, everyone.
Yes, indeed. That being said, we thank you so much for tuning in and saying hi. We'll be back next week. Probably a plain old regular show of us goofing off and talking about wrestling. On behalf of everybody, including the Shades.
On the Shades, we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!
Shintigercurl.
Well, I got what I wanted. See ya, suckers.
And the gentleman who correctly predicted that this would be a long show, TWK.
I did it because I'm not stupid.
My name's Matty Jay. Reminding you to help professional wrestling. Support your independent promotion as soon as possible. Thank you very much for tuning in and saying hi. We'll talk to you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.